Hello, in today's video we're going to be going for a quick run through Zoho Desk. So Zoho Desk is another Zoho app, again included within the Zoho One subscription. So if you're paying for Zoho One, you get this for free. Now, the problem Zoho Desk aims to solve is the issue of shared mailboxes. I'm sure every business has had one at one point of the time, whether it's an info app, a support app, a contact app, but a inbox that's being shared by multiple people. Very quickly, as you grow as a business, those inboxes become unmanageable and a bit of a nightmare, quite frankly, where you've got lots of different people all trying to use the same thing. You don't know who's replying to what. You don't know how long it's taking to get responses. You end up making tags with each person's name and it gets really messy. Zoho Desk is here to solve that. Now, if I go into the pricing page here, you can see a quick overview of Zoho Desk, and effectively what it's aiming to do is replace that shared mailbox, but then give you all the benefits of a system behind it. So that means being able to assign statuses to emails, be able to assign them to individuals, be able to use AI to help you respond, but also the ability to feed in additional sources, so things like a WhatsApp message, a Facebook message, those types of things, all into the same support desk system as well. Now, it's called Zoho Desk, and traditionally it would have been used by a support team, so it's the equivalent of something like Zendesk, but it doesn't need to be limited to a support team. We've seen lots of different teams use Zoho Desk over the years. Sales teams, finance teams, anybody really that has a shared mailbox can benefit from Zoho Desk. So without any further scrolling through this page, let's get into the app. So I'm going to go straight into the main page of Zoho Desk. Now, the main page is under a tab called Tickets. Now, sometimes this catches people out. A ticket is simply an email. It's a thread of emails. Now, this main page gives you a bit of an overview of what's going on. So straight away, compared to your standalone shared mailbox, you're getting more insights. So you can see how many emails have come in, how many have gone out, an idea of live traffic, what's happened in the last hour, customer happiness rating, number of tickets unassigned, who's online, who's offline, what tickets have got the most replies to them. A really quick instant overview of what's happening within the system. I'm going to skip over a couple of things here because they're not as relevant, and I'm going to then go down into our all tickets view. This is now the control desk of my email, and you can see I've got one here that I've just sent in, and this is from my personal email, and it's gone directly into Zoho Desk, and you can see it just says something isn't working. Now, if I show you how that got in there, if I show you very quickly on my phone here, I am writing an email here. And all I'm doing is writing an email to the support@Garden Skyline email address. That's the test system that I'm using here. Now, as soon as I hit send on that email, that's going to send it. And instead of me that email going into a shared inbox, me then having to manage it in the shared inbox, what we will see in just a moment is that will pop up in Zoho Desk. Now, it'll take a little while, partly because I've remembered I've got delayed sending turned on my iPhone, and partly because it does take a second to show up. But here we go, we can see here is my demo email. And when I click into that email, I can now see automatically this is the email that was sent to me. Now, that's obviously only a simple email. If it was an email that was a page long of text, all of that would come through as well. Any attachments, any videos, anything like that will all come into Zoho Desk. Now, with our setup here, by default, that comes into the open stage, and it's not assigned to anybody, so it's just sitting there waiting for someone to pick up that email. Now, Zoho Desk does support assignment rules, so I could automatically assign that email via a round robin, i.e. it evenly distributes the assigning of emails across your team, or I could even do it as skill-based, and now in that instance it uses AI to identify what the support email is asking for, and then assigns the email to the person that is best suited to resolve that issue. Now, from Zoho Desk, I can hit reply, and that will actually allow me to reply to that email directly from Zoho Desk. So I'm going to put this as a reply. And obviously, ordinarily, you'd have your email signature and everything like that set up in here as well. But I'm going to hit send, and that will then send off to my customer. So all of that email management is happening in Zoho Desk. At this point, I might actually go in here and put in that I am now on hold this ticket because we're now waiting for the customer response. So I'm going to put this on hold. Now what's great is you'll actually see below how long this ticket has been on hold for. So all the while we're using Zoho Desk, it's tracking all of the key metrics. So it's tracking when do we first receive the email, how long until the first reply, how long is the email on hold for, how long until we've completely resolved that email. It's tracking every step of the way. Now, what I also love about Zoho Desk is I can add inline comments. So if I hit comment, and this is entirely private now, so this is entirely private to the business, I can go in and say, this customer is a bit of a nightmare. Give them a refund. And obviously I can put whatever I want in there. I can hit comment. And what's nice is that shows in line of the email, so it kind of gives me a timeline. So now if I pick up my iPhone again, and I'm just going to reply to this email in just a second. So I'm just going to see, I've got my reply here. I'm just going to reply from my iPhone, and I'm going to say, can you give me a refund? And I'm going to hit send. And what we'll see in just a moment, that reply will show up now on top of my comment. So it's creating that almost stream of information. Makes it really easy to see what's happened. So just a minute, that will come through. What I also like about the comments is you can at people as well. So you can actually at someone and say, at so-and-so, can you help me with this? There we go, and we'll see the emails come through. Ignore that it's come through twice. I think I actually CC'd in the email as well as replying to the email, which has made it a bit messy, but that's fine. But you can see that's now pushed down that comment. If I wanted to, I can of course pin that comment to the top as well. So if I want to give it, make it visible to everyone, I can pin it to the top, and then it will remain at the top. So that's its basic email function. You'll also notice the status has moved back to open. That's because there was a reply, so automatically the system moved it back to open. Let's say we've now solved this problem. I can now go in and hit close ticket, and that will now move it from open to close, and that's going to then track how long it took from originally opening that ticket to the resolution time. In addition to the basic email functionality, I can go in here and add a resolution around how I resolved the ticket. And this actually feeds into the Zoho Desk's built-in AI. So when you get future tickets that are similar, it can suggest how you resolved it last time. You can do parent and child tickets. So if you have related problems, you can link them together to keep track of them. You can also time track, and you can either time track by using the start and stop stopwatch at the top of the screen. Or there is a setting to actually automatically track time. As soon as you open a ticket, it can record time until you leave the ticket, so it's automatically logged. Or of course, if you wanted to, you can also manually log time as well. What I particularly like about this as a business owner is it gives me really good insight as to where our sort of time sinks are. I know what type of support takes us a lot of time, so it then means I know where to invest my time in refining our processes, and it's a really useful thing to have in there. It also means if you're offering support contracts, you can keep track of how much time that customer's using, or if it's a free part of the business you do, i.e. the customer doesn't pay for the support, it allows you to identify are there particular products or customers that are causing the most headaches in the support section. You've then got your attachments. Activities allows you to create things like log things like tasks and calls. Approvals, if you've got approval processes set up, and then you've also got the complete history of the ticket. So it gives you a really nice overview of what's happening in the system. Now, of course, because this is a Zoho product, it also integrates with Zoho CRM. So if your contact existed in Zoho CRM, you would actually see it pop up here, and it would say they exist in CRM, and you can actually click a button to go directly into Zoho CRM. From the Zoho CRM side of things, if I go into a contact, I'll just open this one here. Again, this is all test data. I will see Zoho Desk in CRM, and any tickets related to that contact or that company will actually show up automatically in CRM as well. I can also manually open a ticket from here as well. So let's say I'm an account manager and I'm on the call with a customer and they mention an issue. I can, from CRM, open a ticket directly, and that will then show up within Zoho Desk as well. So it's a really powerful feature there. There's lots of other little things in here as well in terms of being able to create separate departments for different areas of the business. You're able to share tickets between departments. You're able to follow tickets so you get notifications on when there's updates. So a lot of functionality built into this, and we're not going to cover it all in this kind of quick introduction video. Back to our ticket view here, you've also got your agent queue. This is where if you're managing a team, you're able to see everyone on your team and what tickets are currently owned by them to give you a quick overview of what's going on. And you've also got a team queue again if you've got your team set up. The Help Center is where you can put in helps, guides and knowledge articles. And this can be accessed either internally by your team, or Zoho Desk has a portal functionality where your customers can actually log in to access your Help Center with all your knowledge guides in there, as well as any support tickets they have open. And there's actually no additional cost to that other than what you already have for paying for Zoho Desk or via Zoho One. The Help Center is free, so it's a really nice tool to have a really good knowledge center for your customers, all made out of Zoho. And you can, of course, brand it and customize it to look exactly as you want it to look as well. If you want to know more about the Help Center, Zoho's got some pages on their website about that. It's probably a separate video from today because it's a whole load of other stuff that we could also potentially look at. So I'd recommend having a look on their pages for that. You've then got analytics. So of course you've got built-in reporting across all of Zoho Desk to understand what's going on. Because this is a test system, it's not the most useful data here just because there's nothing real in here. But you can do stuff as well, like look at agents availability, so you can see when your support people or when your teams are logging on and logging off in the afternoon, how long they're spending on desk, and also how many tickets they're responding to, how quickly they're responding to them. All of that data is captured as well. There's integrations with social media, so you can monitor Facebook feeds and online feeds in here as well. So if somebody replies to something or if there's a question, you can bring that and convert that into a ticket directly in here. I'll be honest, most of the clients we use don't tend to use this feature. You can just turn it off. It's probably better as more of a B2C thing rather than a B2B thing. Activities just gets you a view of all of your calls and tasks that you've created from your tickets that I showed you earlier. Chat is where you can embed a live chat on your website. So if you want to have a support function on your website or a chat function on your website, that can tie directly into Zoho Desk. And again, I keep saying support, but actually this could be any area of the business that's using a kind of shared inbox. So actually, finance is something that I'm doing this really frequently with these days because finance teams often have a shared inbox. They're trying to distribute out who's doing what. Actually getting it all into Zoho Desk works really nicely. The I am section is for integrating direct messaging. So that includes WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, WeChat, Facebook Business Messenger, Telegraph and Line. WhatsApp is something we're doing increasingly regularly in here. Customers seem to really like asking questions via WhatsApp. Everybody in the UK at the very least just has WhatsApp. It's just a good default. So that can be connected in here as well. The only caveat is you do need a WhatsApp business account, not a personal account. You've then got all of your customers in here. You've got contracts and you've got community. Community is just a place for you to be able to post updates and things like that, and that can then show on your help portal. Contracts, which I've skipped over, but I'm going to save till last, is super important. So if you are a business that offers support, whether that's you offer support contracts with a fixed number of hours per month or per year, or whether you have SLAs agreed with customers, i.e. you have to respond or resolve issues within a certain time, contracts allows you to track and manage that all within Zoho Desk. So when you create a contract, you're able to set things up and say like, okay, this contract is for 10 hours per month. It resets every month and they've got a 4-hour SLA. So you can set up that contract, link it to the customer, and then the system can monitor and track your time tracking against how many hours they have in their contract. You can then click on the contract to see. But also critically, it can flag up to you if something's coming up to that SLA as well. So a really, really useful feature. So hopefully that was a useful quick overview of Zoho Desk. If you find it interesting or if you have any questions, please just let us know. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.